Okay, in this video clip, we're going to learn about writing style comments. So, page 151 in your book. Now that you've reviewed some principles of style sheet design and application, you can begin creating your own style sheets. You'll start by creating an external style sheet that will be used to format the appearance of text on the Sunny Acres website. Because style sheets are text files, you need to create your style sheets with the same text editor you used for creating and editing your HTML files. So let's go ahead. It says use our text editor to make a blank document. Okay, and here's the blank document. And it says in the book on page 151, to open the blank text file. Oh, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. I need to go, well, I could have kept that open, I guess. I'm going to go open in my tutorial folder, the essay styles text.css, right here. And I'm going to right click and open with Notepad. Okay, and then I immediately have to save it again. File, save as, and change the name as number 2 indicates to essay styles. I'm going to get rid of the txt. Save. Okay. Style sheets can be as long and complicated as HTML files. To help others read your style sheet code, you should document the content and purpose of the style sheet using style sheet comments. Style sheet comments are entered as follows. You've got slash, asterisk, and then your comment, asterisk, slash, where comment is the text of the comment. Okay, like HTML, CSS ignores the presence of white space, so you can place style comments on several lines to make them easier to read. Okay, like that example. There's a tip there. Style comments can also be added to embedded style sheets as long as they are placed between the opening and closing style tags. Okay, so let's go ahead and document this style sheet. At the top of the file, we're going to insert the following comment. So it'll be / asterisk, and then we're going to hit enter, and then space in a few times. Sunny Acres.
Oh, it's nice in here. You walked into Mr. Collins's room? It's like sauna in there.
Is it?
How do you get the chip out of here?
You don't. I'm videoing right now, you guys. Okay, so
sorry.
that's okay. I just paused it, but that you got to plug that in the USB port and then get it that way. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. You're fine. Okay, so we type in Sunny Acres style sheet, hit enter, and again, space over, author, and then your name, enter and space, date, and then today's date. And then enter, and then we're going to do the asterisk, and then the / again. Okay, and now we're going to save it, Control S. Next, you'll link the Sunny Acres homepage to this new style sheet. So we're going to go to home.htm. Home, not home text. Open with Notepad. And now in the head here, hit enter. And we're going to link, it says directly below the SA layouts.css, we're going to type in this one, : link href equals quotes SA_styles dot CSS quotes rel. And save the changes. Okay. All right, next we're going to define color in the CSS. The first part of your style sheet will focus on color. If you've worked with graphic software, you're probably made your color selections using a graphical interface where you can see your color options. Specifying color with CSS is somewhat less intuitive because CSS is a text-based language and requires colors to be defined in textual terms. This is done either through a color value or a color name. A color value is a numerical expression that describes the property of a color. To better understand how numbers can represent colors, it can help to review some of the basic principles of color theory and how they relate to the way colors are rendered in a browser. In classical color theory, all colors are based on adding three primary colors, red, green, and blue, at different levels of intensity. For example, adding all three primary colors at maximum intensity produces the color white, while adding any two of the three primary colors at maximum intensity produces the trio of complementary colors, yellow, magenta, and cyan, which you can see at the top, page 153. Varying the intensity of the three primary colors creates other colors. Orange, for example, is created from a high intensity of red and a moderate intensity of green and a total absence of blue. CSS represents these intensities mathematically as a set of numbers called an RGB triplet, which has the format as shown, where red, green, and blue are the intensities of the color and components of the color. Intensity values range from 0, which is no color, that color at all, to 255, which is maximum intensity. Okay, and so they give you some examples there of different ones. It says it also says there that the triplets can describe possible colors, which is a greater number of colors than the human eye can distinguish. You can also enter each component value as a percentage, with 100% representing the highest intensity. Okay, so you can see how that works there in the example. CSS also allows RGB values to be entered in hexadecimal numbers. A hexadecimal number is a number expressed in the base of 16 numbering system rather than in the commonly used base 10 system. In base 10 counting, numeric values are expressed using combination of 10 characters, 0 through 9. Hexadecimal numbering includes 6 extra characters, A for 10, B for 11, C for 12, and so on. For values above 15, use a combination of those 16 characters. For example, 16 has a hexadecimal representation of 10, and a value of 255 is represented as FF. Kind of confusing. Okay, it can also be shown in that format, hashtag red, blue, green, where red, blue, and green are the hexadecimal values. Okay, and an example of a hexadecimal would be at the bottom of page 153. So one advantage of using the compact hexadecimal format is that it results in smaller style sheet files. The disadvantage is that hexadecimals are more difficult to read and interpret. Most graphics programs provide color values in either a decimal or a hexadecimal format that you can easily copy into a style sheet. So a common practice is to use graphics software to choose your colors and then copy the color values from your graphics package. Okay, and then you can see the reference there. We've got the RGB. We also have the HSL, which we really didn't talk about, but that's hue, saturation, and lightness, and then also a transparent one as well. Okay, and then there's some color names. If you don't want to use color values, you can also specify colors by name, and you can see what those color names are and how you can specify them. So go ahead and take a look at page 155, and I'm going to go to my browser like it says. And I'm going to go to demo color, demo underscore color underscore names.htm. Oh, I got to open that. I'm sorry. Okay. So I'm looking for demo in the demo folder. So I'm in the tutorial folder. I got to back out, and here's demo. And I'm going to double click on right here. Okay, And then as shown in figure 311, the demo page displays the list of 140 color names along with their values expressed as both an RGB triplets and hexadecimal forms. So just use that as a reference and know that it is available to you. Okay, defining text and background colors. Now that you've studied how CSS works with colors, you can start applying color to the elements, okay? And you use the color property, color colon with color in italics before the semicolon being the number or the color, okay? Background color, you can see how that is. You can see in the code, in the CSS, how it's going to look. Body, and then the curly bracket, white. Okay, you can see that as in the example on page 156. So let's go and do this now. Page 157, we're at our essay styles.css, okay, and directly below the style comments, we're going to insert the following style rules as shown in 312. Okay, it says make sure you end every style property value with a semicolon to separate it from the other style property. Okay, so we'll hit enter, and then slash. I'm going to pause the video and type. Okay, so this is what it should look like. We got a comment. This is a body style with the background color, and then we have another comment with heading styles, and this is a heading style for the H2 tag. So now we're going to save this, Control S, and I'm going to go to my folder, and I'm going to open the home in my tutorial folder. And hopefully it will reflect the changes we made. The background's white, which it probably was, but if you scroll down, you can see these are H2 tags, and they are in green the way they're supposed to be. So deprecated approaches to color is at the top of page 158. You can go ahead and read that, and that's it.